soccer. Live from Holiday Stadium in Rochester, New York, the Cosmos meet the Rochester Lancers. Brought to you in part by Volkswagen and Porsche Audi. You could be the winner of a Porsche 924 or a VW Rabbit in the Volkswagen Porsche Audi shootout. See your participating dealer for details. And by Budweiser, for all you do, this Bud's for you. And by your independent Gulf oil dealer, who reminds you that replacing a dirty air filter can save you gasoline. And by McDonald's. Visit your neighborhood McDonald's and see for yourself. Nobody can do it like McDonald's can. Good evening, everyone. Jim Carvelis together with Seamus Mallon. It's windy here, as you can see, in Rochester, New York. The Cosmos breezing in with a 5-game win streak. Rochester has won 4 in a row. We have 2 hot clubs, and the Cosmos have really clinched everything as far as division is concerned. Best record. They've guaranteed themselves a home field advantage. Not so for Rochester. They really need this game, Seamus.
They really do need this game, and they have a special incentive now, Jim, as we found out that Toronto lost this afternoon, an incredible match we'll talk about later. But they've also been doing very well. They've won 5 of the last 6 and 4 of the last 4 in a row, particularly through the help of Branko Segota, this startling young player who's come on the scene really since mid-July and has scored 9 goals. So let's see how the defense can cope with him here tonight, because they will be playing without the services of Franz Beckenbauer out front, and of course Giorgio Canaglio up in forward.
So the Cosmos tonight will have to rely on Cosmos pride. A full house should be on hand here in Rochester. Cosmos always a big draw here. And Seamus and I will be back with the starting lineups for tonight's game after these messages. Jam-packed house here at Holiday Stadium in Rochester, New York, getting ready to watch the Cosmos take on the Rochester Lancers. Cosmos, as you know by now, playing without the great Giorgio Canaglio up front and the great Franz Beckenbauer in the middle of the park. But again, I think you can count on Cosmos pride to at least give this Rochester club a great game. And really...
Yeah, I think Rochester is going to come out playing very hard to try to get a playoff spot. And here you see the lineup they're going to put on the field tonight. Shep Messing, familiar name, of course, in goal. Sutevsky, McLaughlin has been playing superbly. Mijatovic, who's injured, and Dave DeRico, also a familiar face. That's the back 4. And in the middle of the field, they're going to have Luis Alberto, Val Tuxa, and Pat Erkley. Pat Erkley lately on the bench, but coming in to replace Chelly, who can't play because of warnings. And up front, the old veteran Mike Stojanovic, the sensational new Branko Segota, and also a veteran Ibrahim Silva playing on the left wing. Now the Cosmos will counter with the familiar back 4 we've become used to now, of course, with Birkenmeyer in goal, Eskandarian and Marinho are the wing backs, Reisbergen and Carlos Alberto in the center of the defense. And in the middle of the field tonight, they will be using Ricky Davis, of course, Johan Neskins, Bogey, and this time Antonio Carbognani. And up front, the 2 strikers are going to be Mark Liverich and Dennis Tuort.
All right, Rochester right in the middle of this unbelievable scramble for a wild card spot. And we'll tell you more about that in the points. As Seamus said at the top of the show, Toronto was beaten 5-4 today. They're one of the clubs going for a wild card spot, and Washington beat them, the Diplomats, and the Diplomats were down 4-1 with a little more than 20 minutes to go in the game. Right now, it's the Cosmos and Rochester we're concerned with. Eskandarian is fouled. Eskandarian fouled right away.
Yeah, Ibrahim Silva committed that foul. It's interesting to see that he would come back on defense, not noted as a defensive player.
Pass to Neskins now. He heads the ball for Rick Davis. It'll be picked off by Rochester, and here come the Lancers. Lancers, Seamus, have always been an extremely tough club to beat here in Rochester. Cosmos pulled it off last year on a great free kick, I remember, by Franz Beckenbauer, hitting him from about 18-19 yards, and the Cosmos beat him. Now an offside. And this crowd is up for this one already. They're standing every time the Lancers touch the ball. So it'll be enthusiastic.
Well, that game last year was a 2-0 game, as you recall, and the goals were scored by Giorgio and Franz, of course, the 2 missing players tonight. But it's a tough stadium to win in, and a lot of contending teams have got to come here.
All right, Reisbergen got it over to Bogey. And now this is Carbognani to Denny Tuert. And his header goes astray. And here comes Rochester. This is Luis Alberto, that's 17. They play it back to Mijatovic. All right, here's Rochester trying to build now. Stojanovic has been their top scorer. In fact, in 4 years, he scored 40 goals for this club. He was honored before the game. But he's kind of given up his goal-scoring chances to set up Segota. Very unselfish move. They're playing Stojanovic more on the wing. Segota is the center forward. Collision, and here comes Stojanovic. Alberto picks him up at the 35. Stojanovic racing to the outside. Alberto has him closed off for the angle. Ricky Davis has come to help out, and that'll be a corner kick. So Alberto had to pick up Stojanovic because Marinho was upfield on the attack. All right, let's watch the corner now, out of the right corner. All right, Stojanovic will be in the box. So will Segota, number 20. Silva will take the corner kick. Reisbergen got a head on it. Heads it over toward Neskens. So the Dutch players combine to make the play. In the box, Carlos Alberto. Back to Birkenmeyer. This program is authorized and the rights granted by the Cosmos solely for the entertainment of our audience. Any publication, excuse me, broadcast or the use of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of this event, including the imposition of a charge for viewing this program without the express consent of the Cosmos, is strictly prohibited. All right, pick up Reisbergen now, 35-yard line, Rochester. Trying to play it to Liverich. It was knocked away. Bogey knocked it away. Mijatovic bicycles it up in the air. Marinho playing it now for Liverich, who's knocked down by Mijatovic, and a foul on Mijatovic. Fans didn't like the call.
Marinho is coming up quite a bit on the left already, Jim, and that's to be a little bit concerned because Stojanovic can exploit that space on a quick counterattack. So I think you'll watch Carbo drifting a little bit towards Stojanovic when Marinho goes up.
All right, Marinho to take the free kick. Line drive shot that was deflected and into the hands of Shep Messing. Got a piece of the wall with that free kick by Marinho. Rochester now in their own zone. In the midfield, I'll have Pat Ercole. He's the number 15 player. Luis Alberto, 17. Val Tuxa will run their show. This is Luis Alberto. Playing it to Ercole. And attacking now. And a foul on Reisbergen. Reisbergen with a foul.
Foul to number 15, Reisbergen.
All right, Stojanovic against Marinho. That'll be a key matchup. Had a right at goal by Segota from 18 yards. He really just turned and snapped his head. Impressive pace on that ball, Seamus, considering he really didn't wind up. He just snapped it.
Yes, but Birkenmeyer had a very clear view of it and plenty of time to get there, even if it were off to an angle.
Yeah, it wasn't dangerous.
Right.
I didn't mean to insinuate that, but I was impressed with the speed that he got on the ball with a little flick of his head.
Actually, the pace of this game may be a little bit unusual for us tonight because the grass is extremely long out there.
Good point.
And that's going to make for something of a difference from what we're used to watching in telecast.
It'll affect the Cosmos more because they're used to playing on AstroTurf. Now here's Liverich. Mark now left to the box, getting away. His cross is blocked over the goal line by Sutevsky, the fullback. Cosmos have 2 more regular season games to go. They ought to be something. Wednesday against Tampa Bay, Wednesday night. That'll be a 9 o'clock start. No racing that night, so you don't have to worry about the traffic. And then against Washington next Sunday. There's a shot deflected by Ricky Davis. And now taken away. Davis's shot was deflected in the box. Segota, a long, high ball here for Stojanovic, and the field, which is about 68 yards wide. Not bad, not bad. There's a little bit of space out here, but the problem, I think, is going to be, as Seamus mentioned, the grass.
It is surprisingly long. They did have some wet weather in the last few days. The ground is still quite hard, though, but it is going to take an awful lot of pace off the ball.
Well, you know, I'm sure that's going to help Rochester, and they control on whether they should cut the grass or not. Here comes Ricky Davis. Ricky now to Denny Tuart in the box. Tuart flicks it toward Messing, and Messing came out to make the play.
A very delicate chip, though, going away from goal by Dennis Tuart with the outside of his right foot. Really a remarkable shot to get off in the first place from a nice ball from Ricky Davis. And here you see, there's the chip from Ricky Davis now. See, they just clipped it with the outside of his right foot, and Shep made a good save getting high to pull it down.
That's a kind of a shot as we're back to the live action, and Ricebergen is fouled. It's kind of a shot that can take a goalkeeper by surprise because he was racing, maybe didn't expect that kind of a shot.
That's right.
Hit it with his right foot and tried to chip it over his head and almost did. All right, here comes Rochester now. It's Alberto in the box. He gets by a couple of people offside. Offside. Stojanovic was offside that time, and that time Stojanovic was in the middle.
Lancers offside.
But Marinho was with him, which was heartening to see, because Stojanovic is a very cagey, intelligent player. He'll try to lose his defender very quickly, and he's been around enough, knows the tricks and how to do that, and Marinho will have to be at his disciplined best to cut him off.
And Stojanovic is also very, very strong. Physically, he's a big man. He's about 6 foot tall, and he weighs about 185, 190 pounds. He's tough, and he knows how to use his body well to shield that man up. Here comes Luis Alberto coming through now. Carbagnani can't make the play, but Alberto can. Carlos a little concerned there, telling his defense to shore up a little bit. Cosmos looking a little bit suspect in the back early in the game here. Okay, Rochester attacking. Nice ball in the box to Ercole. Crosses in front of the save. Birkenmeyer. Stojanovic was right there. Stojanovic there. Good chance for Rochester. Here come the Cosmos the other way. Pass for Naskins. He gets around his man. Cannot control the ball. Alberto's been all over the field. Picked it up, and now the Cosmos have it. Here's Bogey in his own zone. No score in the match. Jim Carvelis, Seamus Mellon. 36-35 to play in the first half. The Cosmos in Rochester. Very big game for Rochester if they're to keep their playoff hopes alive. And now a trip. Eskandarian went down. And it'll be a free kick coming for the Cosmos. Foul on Tuxa, number 21. All right, Carlos with a free kick. Here comes Alberto over the line. Carlos on the left wing here for Marinho, and the Cosmos defenders attack now. Marinho outside the 35-yard line. Played by Stojanovic. Ricky Davis chesting it back to Alberto. Alberto saw Neskins coming through. Neskins, a hard shot that just missed the net from 18 yards. From Rochester, the Cosmos nothing, Rochester nothing. We'll be back in a moment.
This bird's for every...
Still a nothing game. 34-43 to play in the first half. Jim Carvelis and Seamus Mellon. Tickets for all Cosmos home games and Soccer Bowl 79 to be held at Giant Stadium September the 8th are available at Ticketron. Charge at the Cosmos ticket office at 75 Rockefeller Plaza. Branches of the manufacturers Hanover Trust Company and Madison Square Garden. In New Jersey, Cosmos tickets available at Fidelity Union Trust Company offices and at Giant Stadium. All right, Stojanovic plays it to Segota. Now for Ercole. Good ball for Ercole right in the box. Segota has some skill, doesn't it? Now Stojanovic looking to cross. Far post. Header over the top. Good far post run over there and a beautiful cross. Beautiful cross. And that was very, very close, Seamus.
Was very close. A nice piece of work on the right to create the chance, and I think it was Silva who slipped in behind the defense on the left side and got over Eskandarian, which is something to do because Eski is awfully good in the air, but it was a very delicately placed ball. And you know, so far Rochester has shown a lot of poise in the middle of the field. Particularly impressive is Alberto, number 17, who's getting a lot of space and doing very well with the space he's getting. So I think they may want to tighten up a bit there.
All right, Eskandarian now over the midfield line. His pass is headed away. Anyone's ball. Eski won it in the air and also fouled. Eskandarian and Neskins in the scramble there, and Eski was called for the foul. 5 in a row. They'll have the home field advantage in every round of the playoffs. Ricebergen, who's got the job of being on Segota tonight, made the play. Now to Liverich playing in place of Quinalha. All right, now Carbognani playing for Franz Beckenbauer. Beckenbauer does not have a pulled muscle, but he's got a strained muscle, the quadricep muscle. Neskins made the play. Quinaglia has a groin injury, and both should be back Wednesday for the Tampa Bay game. All right, Stojanovic inside the 35-yard line with Marinho. Carbognani made the play. Carbo made the play. A loose ball. It'll be Rochester's ball. Rochester attacking. Tuxa on the left for Ibrahim Silva. Not a bad little player, Silva. Play it back to Luis Alberto outside the 35. Chips toward the box. Nobody really there. Nobody there, and the ball rolls over the sideline. It'll be a throw-in Cosmos.
Interesting role that Carbo has to play tonight. I think he's playing kind of a defensive midfielder. That is
front sweeper.
Yeah, a front sweeper pretty much. And if they're going to try to get the ball into Segota, they're going to have to get it by Carbognani, and then they are going to he's going to have to deal with Reisbergen even when he gets the ball.
I want to say hello to Gary Etherington, who had knee surgery the other day and is resting comfortably. We're told the operation was a success. Gary, I want you to get well soon. Carbognani, nice ball now to Bogey. Pass broken up in the head of the box, picked up by Bogey. Bogey to Liverich. Liverich shot at the post, goal! Mark Liverich.
A bullet, another bullet from Mark Liverich that Messing couldn't possibly handle. He got his fingers on it, tried to push it up and over, but it went up all right, but under the crossbar and in.
Another Liverich goal, and he has hammered some this year. Let's watch it again, Seamus.
There's a nice ball in the middle, well, intended for I think for Tuart, but it was cleared out. And there's, I believe it's none other than Bogey. Who else? A nice chip to the right on the ground, and then it's set up, and you see it go off Messing's hands and up into the roof of the net.
And the right foot, again, by Liverich, who's a natural left footer. But I'll tell you, the two goals, the two powerhouse goals he's had in the last couple of games, the San Jose game where he hammered in the net, and now here have been with the right foot. And a good lesson for you youngsters watching in being able to develop the other foot.
Also, almost in some ways, a very characteristic Quinaglia type goal, stealing to the right of the box and coming in hard and goal from the right from those angles.
What an acquisition Liverich has been. 7 goals, 7 assists for Mark. Here's Bogey, and another assist to Bogey. And now Bogicevic has 22 assists. Ibrahim Silva now. Eskandarian picks him up. Eski made the play. Referee called a foul. 1-0 the Cosmos over Rochester. For the Cosmos, that's their 72nd goal of the year. They lead the North American Soccer League in that department. Alberto coming to break up the play away from Ercole. Carlos looking for Neskins crossfield. Johan to Bogey. Bogey nicely back to Johan Neskins over the midfield line. Now Bogey taps it off for Eskandarian, who's thinking offense now, the fullback into the zone. Now to Neskins. Cosmos with Bogey. Bogey to Reisbergen. 29-16 to play in the first half. The Cosmos and a Liverich goal from Bogey lead at 1-0. Alberto. Marinho trying to get it to Ricky Davis, who slipped and fell. And here comes Rochester the other way. The Lancers racing in the Cosmos zone to Ibrahim Silva on the left wing. They have Segota in the middle. Let's see if Silva can cross it. He does. Actually, not a bad ball. It went over Segota, but he had a man there. From Rochester, the Cosmos up 1-0. We'll be back.
Sir, how come you drive a Volkswagen Rabbit?
Well, I drove Volkswagens for years, and frankly, I wasn't too sure about the Rabbit.
Really?
Really. So I checked it out real good.
And now?
They've done it again. Best Volkswagen I've ever owned.
Would you buy another Rabbit?
Why should I? I owned my last Volkswagen for 7 years.
Volkswagen does it again.
The 69 Mets belong to a very special circle. The Schaefer Circle.
Charles at third, he's got it over to second, back to first and a third, but Shamsky takes it out. It's a double play.
At Schaefer, we brew our beer to taste great every time.
More Schaefer, AG's buying.
Again? How about last year?
You know, guys, we haven't lost it.
No, sir. The amazing Mets are still, amazing.
Amazing.
So come into the Schaefer Circle.
Cosmos goal! Cosmos goal! A beautiful setup. And it's Mark Leverich again.
And tremendous running off the ball by Bogey and also by Marino, who set that up with picture book passing. Really marvelous the way they penetrated the area. There's Marino's pass into Bogey. He unselfishly slides it in, and left-footed this time. Mark Leverich puts it away.
And the same combination. Leverich from Bogey. The Cosmos quickly go up 2-0. Goal number 8 from Mark Leverich. And for Bogey, another assist. Bogey now 23 assists. Incredible. All right, Rochester attacking Eskandarian with Silva, who's very tricky. Now they play it to the head of the box, and the hard shot goes wide. Hard shot by Patter Coley went wide from the head of the box. Hubert Birkenmeyer, what a difference he's made with the Cosmos, Seamus.
Yes, he's been sensational back there. He's really been, I think, in fact, the most valuable acquisition this year, because he came at a time of the year when goalkeeping was really beginning to look quite worrisome as the stretch for the playoffs began. But he's really settled down the defense back there. He's very much in control in the crosses, and the team has great confidence in him. I might just say one thing about the attack up here. The Rochester defense seems to have a terrible time keeping track of Mark Leverich. Now, Mark is not a premier striker in the league, but they're still having a hard time finding where he's going.
Here comes Neskins, right at the box. Johan Neskins still with the ball. Hits it now to Ricky Davis, to Marino, past Marino to Alberto, now to Marino, and Rochester trying to get it out of the box. Leverich tied up his man, and what's the call going to be? It's going to be against Cosmos.
Well, a lot of pressure back there in the defense, and really Rochester making more difficulty for themselves than they had to. That was a simple push back to Messing would have gotten them out of trouble.
Ball that really set the whole thing up was a great Alberto ball to Neskins on the right side.
Well, the Cosmos really are exposing the defensive weaknesses, particularly down the flanks, because they've been able to get around Dorico a couple of times without too much difficulty, and that set up a couple of goals. And when there's a lot of penetration on one side, it's very easy, I would guess, then for Mark Leverich to find some room for himself.
All right, time remaining, 25:08 in the first half. Cosmos on top, 2-0. Leverich has scored twice. And now a foul against Bogey. Bogey and Carmignani combining over there. It'll be a free kick for Rochester from the 35-yard line. Bogey got the foul. Carmignani says no, it was further back than that. 2-0, the Cosmos on top. Rochester battling for a playoff spot. This club has won 4 straight, 5 of the last 6. They've been a hot club. And they've been beating good teams on the road. They just beat Fort Lauderdale the other night. Hard shot handled by Birkenmeyer. That's a tricky shot.
And you saw that.
Throw it out to Neskins, who gets rid of it quickly because he was under pressure. Back to Neskins. He plays it to Carbo. Carbo up the wing beautifully to Neskins. Cosmos playing some great soccer here. Eskandarian with the ball. Back to Johan Neskins. Not a Carbo. Carbo back heel for Bogey. Bogey for Marino, but Stojanovic picked it up. Rochester is going to have to get a little tighter with the Cosmos. A lot of room in the middle of the park, too, Seamus. Time to build.
They are. They're giving much too much space because they really have to be concentrating on going forward and trying to score some goals. And once you have that mentality, it's all too easy to leave some spaces.
All right, here's Rochester with the ball. Luis Alberto is tackled by Carmignani. Rochester has, this is Sutevsky, a fullback, who's been up a couple of times. It was Sutevsky that missed that long cross just before we went to that last spot. And that's another reason they've been exposed back there, is because they've been pushing people forward. All right, here comes Cosmos pushing defenders forward. This is Marino. Marino gets it over on his right side. There's Ricky Davis open. Ricky Davis had no opening, had a tackle away. Mark Leverich with a loose ball. Cosmos are urgent tonight, too. As I told you, Cosmos pride a factor here. Here's Stewart. He just couldn't get around on that shot. Even though the Cosmos don't have to win this game, and Franz and Giorgio are back home, they did not come out tonight to lose. They may lose, but they cannot play soccer, and I think they've proven that in the first 20 minutes of the game. Cosmos' final 2 regular season home games this week at Giant Stadium. Wednesday against arch rival Tampa Bay, 9 o'clock, and Sunday the 12th. That's the last regular season game against the Diplomats. That'll be Fan Appreciation Day against the Washington Diplomats as Ricebergen breaks up the play. Luis Alberto got it back to Stojanovic. Here comes Mike Stojanovic trying to penetrate a looping shot that Birkenmeyer had covered all the way. Neskins to Bogey. Bogey with 2 more assists tonight, 23 in the year. 2 goals for Liverich. He's got 8 goals in the season. And again, what a tremendous acquisition Mark Liverich has been. Again, Neskins finds himself free on the right wing. Johan crosses in front. Clear this time. Cosmos had Tuitt and Liverich in the box that time looking for the Neskins cross. Rochester trying to build. Patter Coley. Marinho broke it up with his head. Ricebergen away from Segota. Back to Meyer. Cosmos up 2-0. 21:40 to play in the first half. Jim Carvalho, Seamus Mallon. Antonio Carbognani to Marinho. Marinho again attacking on the left side and has a lot of room. Here's Marinho inside the 35. He has Tuitt with him. Tuitt double team, came away with the ball. Tackled away and fouled by Luis Alberto. 33 yards from the Rochester goal.
Jim Liverich's first goal gave him 21 points. Now he has 23. And this has made him the 6th Cosmos player with 20 or more points this season. And that's a new NASL record.
All right, free kick. Marinho. 29 yards from goal against Shep Messing. The wall is up. Hard shot. Deflected. Knocked away. Tuitt was right there. Ricebergen stole it away from Segota. The give and go from Bogey. Tried to get it back to Bogey, but it was picked off. And now a bad ball that Carbognani will run down. Speaking of people that come off the bench, what about Carbo? And the Cosmos had all their injuries. Carbognani did a terrific job, especially that Tulsa game that he won.
That's right. Did a great job against Argentina, too.
Liverich changes it, goes crossfield to Marinho. Did not bring it down well. Unusual for Marinho with his skill. Carbognani tackled it away from Stojanovic. Momentarily, Stojanovic, as we said, strong, stayed on the ball. Now a long crossfield pass, and it's Rochester attacking with Tuxa. And there's Neskins making the play, and you saw Eskandarian being held by Ibrahim Silva. Silva, his shirt.
Well, Ibrahim has never been known as one of the delicate players in the league. and we saw a little example of his enthusiasm there that time.
I like that, Seamus. Neither is this player, Wim Ricebergen.
It's a tough situation now for Rochester because they're down 2. They've got to get some points, and they got to win, but they've got to get some points. So they're really going to put themselves in a very difficult position because they've got to throw so many people forward and open themselves to this talented team coming against them.
All right, here's Sutevsky, the fullback, over the line to Stojanovic. Time remaining, 19-19 the first half. Tuxa plays it back to Dorico. Dorico. Rochester attacking offside. Offside. Or Coley was offside. All right, Ray Klevecka, coach of the Cosmos, is with us for his usual first half visit. Ray, you got to be happy on what's going on so far.
Well, we're very happy, and the thing that we're trying to get is Neskins going down the right side, and we've been doing that very, very well. This was a part of our game plan, and we're doing that very well. We like to see Ricky do that on the other side, but we haven't been able to set it up. But so far, the Neskins play is working for us very well. And as well, 2 great goals.
All right, what about Rochester? We were talking about the fact that they looked a little suspect in the back, but Seamus brought up a good point. They've got to go forward and win.
Yes, I think based on their lineup, as we looked at the lineup before the game, we realized that they were coming out with their offensive lineup, their offensive midfield, and we knew that they had to go forward and score goals, so that opens it up a little bit. And
here comes Liverich again, and it looked like he tripped a little bit before he got to the ball, had it broken up.
The grass is a little slippery. It's a little wet and dewy, so that's why you see some of the players falling down.
And it's a little long as well. All right, Ray, one more question from the injury point of view. Kinaya and Beckenbauer, will they be back Wednesday?
Yes, they'll be back Wednesday. We're looking forward to having them at Giant Stadium.
All right, thank you very much. Coach of the Cosmos, Ray Clavecka. Time remaining 17:47 in the first half, and the Cosmos on top, 2-0. Mark Liverich goals, Bogicevic assists. Give Marinho an assist on that second goal, too, by the way. Cosmos clearing back to Alberto, to Birkenmeyer. Cosmos have been a very effective road club. This is their last regular season road game. They've won 10 and lost 4. Liverich taps it back to Carbo. Carbo toward it, but it was headed away by Dorico in the box. Ricky Davis wins it to Bogey. Bogey and Ercole fouled him. Fans boo officials calls here. You can be the winner of a VW Rabbit or a Porsche 924 this Wednesday in the VW Porsche Audi Shootout to be held at halftime of the Tampa Bay game. See your local dealer for details. All right, here's Alberto. Nice ball. Marinho trying to get it to Liverich. Broken up, as you saw. Not really a very good clearance, and the Cosmos should have it again. Bogey outside the 35. Plays it to Carlos Alberto. Alberto looking for Neskins. Found Neskins in the box, but it was broken up at the last moment in there. Again, they are looking for Neskins. It'll be a Cosmos throw-in. Making the play was Jimmy McLaughlin, number 16. Johan's really been dangerous on that right side, Seamus.
Well, he has, and he's pulled defenders over there, and I think Rochester is beginning to sort out a little bit. McLaughlin did come over as a proper sweeper that time and cut out the pass. Heretofore, he's had to be marking men very tightly, and that's what's left those spaces open in there.
All right, the long Davis throw. Tour got it up in the air. The ball broken up. It's going to be Liverich with a high kick. Liverich got his leg up too high in the air on Ercole, and he drew the foul. Mark Liverich, who has scored 2 goals here tonight. Number 7 and number 8 in the year. Playing for Giorgio Chinaglia. Another great sidelight for that match Wednesday. You don't need many of them when the Cosmos play Tampa Bay, is the fact that Chinaglia and Oscar Fabiani should be meeting head on. A big game for the scoring title. All right, here's Segota now. He got around a couple of people, and Riceberger knocked his shot down. He's tricky. And here comes Rochester again. And Mr. Tuxa didn't get much on the ball. He was in good position to shoot, but he didn't hit it very well. Bogey, not a Ricky Davis, coming up the left wing. Davis play it to Liverich. Pass hopped right over his foot. Luis Alberto for Rochester played up to Pat Ercole. Ercole over the midfield line. Carbognani coming to try and break it up. He got the pass away. Alberto took it away from Stojanovic. It'll be a Rochester throw deep in Cosmo zone with exactly 15 minutes to play in the half. The great one, Carlos Alberto. Long high ball for Silva. And now a foul on Eskandarian, I believe. Is it on Eski or is it on Ibrahim Silva? They're going to call it on Eski. And the referee, Abraham Klein, a few words for Eskandarian. Foul on Eskandarian.
I think he felt that Eski got the foot in first and hit Silva from the back before Silva retaliated with the elbow throw.
Eski broke it up. We'll cross it again. Birkenmeyer came out and made the play. 2-0 the Cosmos on top. We'll be back in a moment. All right, we're back in the action. The Cosmos still on top. 2-0. Here's Bogey, who has had 2 more assists tonight. Now it's Carbo over on the right to Johan Neskins. Eskandarian overlapping up that right wing. Ricky Davis at the 35-yard line. Play it back to Marinho. Eskandarian's all alone out there. Carbognani tried to get a shot away. It was broken up. A scramble. It's cleared by Ercole. And it'll be Carlos Alberto to stop the ball and tap it for Wim Riceberg into the Cosmos up with 2-0 and 12.5 minutes to play in the first half. Seamus?
You see Bronco Segota coming all the way back in defense there because they're under such pressure. Here's another chance for the Cosmos.
Liverich strong, stays on the ball. Here's Mark getting by a couple of people, try to cross it. Corner kick. That showed you this Liverich strength that time as he held off a couple of people.
He's very strong. He's like Stoyanovich in that way, except he's a little younger than Stoyanovich, and he's got a bit more endurance, I think.
High corner kick. Eski will take it out to the head of the box, headed away by Ercole. Neskins got inside to flick the ball away. Loose ball. Look at Neskins again. And they're going to call a foul on Ibrahim Silva.
That's another pretty chippy foul by Silva.
Neskins holding his head. That's where he had the 3 stitches the other day. And I'm told they're going to take the stitches out after the game tonight. Alberto, a long high ball. Marinho won it in the air. Loose ball comes in the box. And it's going to be what? Did it go over the line, over the goal line? No, it did not. It was saved. It'll be a Cosmos throw-in. Going into Rick Davis. Ricky, Marinho, Rick Davis. Stoyanovich knocks him down. Foul, Stoyanovich. No booing on that. Obvious foul. Marinho to Bogey. Bogey's been the maestro tonight. He's really run the show. His pass deflected just as I say that. Alberto picked it off. Rolls it for Eski. Back to Carlos, and the Cosmos have moved everyone forward. Alberto to Marinho. Ricebergen staying back now. And loose ball. Alberto won it. And another foul. Another foul. Luis Alberto fouled Carlos Alberto. No relation. All right, Bogey chipped it in the box. And Livers, that was a brilliant chip by Bogey. He caught everyone by surprise.
Well, Bogey, as we've said many times, has that great vision. He really sees things faster than anybody else does, and in addition to having wonderful execution. There you see it. He saw that Liverich had slipped in behind him, and one more stride and he was there.
All right, in front now. And Messing came up with the ball. Nesui Erdogan, Cosmos chairman, has been named by AMC Cancer Research Center and Humanitarian Award for 1979. A dinner in his honor will be held October the 5th in the New York Hilton. Proceeds from this event will establish the Nesui Erdogan Fund, which will aid in cancer research. And Warner Communications and the Cosmos are very proud of Mr. Erdogan for receiving this award. He's an outstanding guy, Nesui, and loves soccer. Here's Marinho over the line. Nice ball, Ricky Davis. This is what the Cosmos wanted to do, attack with Ricky up this left side. Marinho to Neskins. Tried to one-time the pass, and it was deflected off the defender over there. And it'll be a corner kick, Cosmos. Last 2 games, Marinho has really played, I think, to his potential.
He has. He's certainly tightened up defensively, and you see him going forward a bit more in this game tonight because really the space is there and he's got to take it, and he knows that Carbo is cutting in behind him to help out. But nonetheless, Stoyanovich is a person they have to watch out for throughout the game, especially in the second half.
Bogey took the corner now. Not a very good corner by Bogey. And it's cleared. Alberto with Stoyanovich. All right, it is Stoyanovich with Carlos to the far post. Breckenmeyer made the play. Breckenmeyer read that all the way. Like a center fielder getting a jump on the ball. He saw that pass coming. He got there before the offensive player did.
I'd give a credit again to who else but Carlos Alberto by forcing Stoyanovich wider and wider. He cut the possible angle of the cross down to a minimal number, make it easier for the goalkeeper to come out.
All right, Ricky Davis and a good pass from Marinho beats his man, and then DeRico takes him down. Dave DeRico, New Jersey boy, took down Ricky Davis, the Californian. I don't think Ricky was happy about 2 goals in his home state. Actually, Ricky was born in Denver, but raised in California. All right, here's Davis. Here's the cross. Nobody there. Now Neskin's got a foot on it and touched it back to Carbo, who plays it to Bogey. Time remaining, 7:28 in the first half. Bogey, that long ball now, chested over there by Eski. His cross is broken up. Tuort brought it under control and then lost it. And here comes Segota, number 20. Franco Segota. Good ball. Watch the Lancers attacking now. Cosmos will have to hustle back in defense, and Eskandarian fouled. Esky fouled, but that stopped the rush. In the early moments of this game, Cosmos defensively had some lapses, and there were some good chances for Rochester, but since then, they've really tightened up, Seamus.
Yeah, they have. They've done a good job coming back in defense and trying to cut down some of the spaces. And, of course, Carlos is directing as ever very well.
Marino got a hit on it to knock it out of danger. But again, it's Rochester with this Sutevsky working with the ball. Ricky Davis has knocked it away from him over the sideline. For this 4-4-2 to work, you've got to have two midfielders that want to work. And the Cosmos have them in Neskins and Ricky Davis. So their system works. This 4-4-2 is working because now they have the right players to play the system, Seamus.
Yes, and Ricky Davis, you saw coming back. You mentioned he's making a tackle on Sutevsky. Sutevsky is that overlapping right back, and he's got to be tracked down by a midfield player or a forward. You can't let him go through.
Luis Alberto got rid of it to Segota. Branko Segota now. Looks for the return from Silva. A little long, but he got the ball on the left wing. Alberto will pick up Segota. See what happens when Alberto picks people up. They stop trying to beat you. Oh, what a save by Birkenmeyer on the Okoli shot. Birkenmeyer again with a brilliant save. And now,
great save by Birkenmeyer. He didn't, notice he didn't try to catch it. He just punched it away to be way out of danger, so there'd be no easy rebound in front.
call a foul on Carbo. Dangerous play, high kick.
Looked like it was, well, maybe it was Carbo. It looked like Neskins from here, but they call it on Carbo.
It was Carbo. A free kick 35 yards away for Rochester. The Cosmos on top 2-0. High toward the box. Ricky Davis lets it fall to the ground. Marino. Now he'll just clear it. Mijatovic, and the ball knocked out of bounds, will be awarded to the Cosmos.
Now, one of the players who's yet to come into the game fully is Dennis Stewart. He's had a couple of off-balance shots curving in from the left side, but he's really not been brought into the game very yet.
There's a long throw by Ricky Davis, and what are they going to call here?
Well, I'm a little mystified by that.
I don't know what that call was. Ricky Davis was trying to get Liverich's attention. You may have seen him telling him to go upfield, and Ricky with that long throw. And you can't be offside, by the way, on a throw-in. So he could have, Ricky could wind up and throw the ball 30 yards, and he can get a guy in on goal. All right, here's Sutevsky now. Davis there to pick him up. The cross coming toward the box, offside. Offside.
Oh, and a lucky thing, too, because Sutevsky had managed to shake Marino. He lost him outside the penalty area, and Carlos was closing from behind, but nonetheless.
Carlos, the man that created the offside, he saw what was going on. He just kind of pulled up and trapped Stojanovic. 4:09 to play in the half. The Cosmos on 2 early goals by Mark Liverich. First one assist to Bogey, the second Bogey and Marino. Ball high in the air. Here's a chance wide. Sunday, August the 12th is Fan Appreciation Day. That's next Sunday. Free vacations in the Bahamas Princess Hotel via Eastern Airlines. Minolta XG1 automatic cameras and Quasar portable TV sets are among the prizes. So mail in a coupon from a Cosmos ad or register at the Cosmos main office in New York. Winners pick from ticket stubs and registrations. There's the time. 3.5 minutes to play now in the first half, and the Cosmos on top 2-0. Johan Neskins. 1-0 Atlanta leading Memphis with about 28 minutes to go in that game. And Atlanta, like Rochester, has really come out of nowhere to get into a playoff fight. All right, here's Reisbergen. And he is leveled, and he is hurt. Reisbergen is hurt. Took down Wim Reisbergen. Let's watch this foul.
Reisbergen closed very quickly on this ball that came loose, and then seeing some space ahead of him, immediately sprinted forward to put some pressure on the middle of the defense. And you see here he just touches the ball to the right, but he's caught by Tux's left foot right on just on the thigh there. He went down grimacing in pain.
Ricebergen has had an Achilles problem. Much the same as Dennis Stewart has and Franz Beckenbauer had last year. And it's a kind of an injury that requires rest. But Ricebergen has had no rest because he played in France. Then he went to the World Cup to play for Holland, and then he came to play for the Cosmos. But Wim is a very tough customer. As you already know, you Cosmos fans watching tonight that have seen him play. He is tough. Alberto. You know, much the same with Neskins. He hasn't had any rest either. I think he took, after the Cosmos signed him, he took a little vacation, but that's been it. He was playing at Barcelona, European Cup Championships.
The World Cup.
World Cup. All right, Carboniani plays it deep on the right. Eskandarian couldn't save it. Passed just a little bit too much pace, even on this high grass. And maybe there's an overcompensation here, Seamus, every once in a while. They hit it too hard because they expected to be slowed down. Have a capacity crowd here, over 20,000. DeRico, number 2 now, in his own zone. And again, you see the Cosmos giving some effort here. They're closing defensively, trying to make it tough. Look at Neskins. Neskins broke it up and got it over to Ricky Davis. Davis back to Johan Neskins. What a pass to Tort, over to Liverich. Shot, goal!
Now that goal all came from Johan Neskins. I don't care who gets the assists officially, but Johan Neskins just said, come on, let's go get that ball. And he showed that kind of determination that makes for victorious teams.
Absolutely, Seamus.
He went after him, he put the pressure on, he fought for it, and he got it, and then the tip-tap passing came. There's the pass to him.
Passed it free to Davis, and then look at this fine pass he put on the foot of Tort. And unselfishly, Tort, who could have taken the shot, got it to Liverich, and again Messing got a little piece of the ball, but Liverich with his right foot. 3 goals from Mark Liverich, and an incredible, and all 3 goals have been picture goals. They've been beautiful goals.
Been very well executed, and very well set up.
And I couldn't agree with you more on the Neskins commentary, because he came all the way across the field to get that ball.
Well, any coach will say you always try to steal a ball in the opponent's third. That's where the goal chances come from, and that's a perfect example of how to do it.
All right, here's a good ball on the right side now for Luis Alberto. Not a very good chip, so Carlos picks it off. 1 minute to play in the first half, and the Cosmos on 3 Liverich goals, 3 picture goals. In fact, the last 5 Cosmos goals have been incredible. The last 2 goals in Los Angeles that you saw at the top of the show, and these 3 here have been great goals. There's Neskins breaking it up again. And now it's Ercole at the 35. Under 30 seconds to play in the half. The Cosmos on top, 3-0. There's a good ball to Tuxa. Ricebergen taking Segota outside, and Carboniani stealing. Cosmos very active defensively.
Very good coverage by Carbo there, who, even when his player had let go of the ball, Carbo did not forget
There's
about
Neskins again. Johan Neskins stealing the ball. The John Havlicek of the Cosmos. He's unbelievable. We got to start calling him Hondo. Hondo Neskins, and that should be it. DeRico fouled Neskins. DeRico being talked to by the referee, and that is the end of a Cosmos first half that's seen Mark Liverich score 3 goals and give the Cosmos a 3-0 halftime lead. Soccer is being brought to you in part by Budweiser. For all you do, this Bud's for you. And by Volkswagen and Porsche Audi. You can win a Porsche 924 or a VW Rabbit in the Volkswagen Porsche Audi Shootout. See your participating dealer for details. We're going to be talking to Johan Neskins at halftime. We'll be back with halftime after this. All right, we're at halftime here in Rochester. The Cosmos and the Lancers. With me, the newest member of the Cosmos, Johan Neskins, who many feel has made the big difference in the Cosmos play the last 5 games. First of all, Johan, I want to know why you decided to come to America. You had many offers from many countries. Why America? Why the Cosmos?
Well, I had a lot of interest in Europe teams, but I have played 10 years in Europe. First I was playing in Ajax, then I went to Barcelona for 5 years. So, and I was also interested in American soccer, because I think when they start here to take something in serious, I think they can one of the best. And I think in a couple of years maybe they're gonna be the best. So we can meet also with the American soccer teams, the European teams.
Johan, how good are the Cosmos?
Well, I think they're very good. Last year they went to Europe and the results were not so good. But I think now maybe this year and next year when we go also to Europe, I think we can have better results than they have before, because I think also the last games Cosmos is playing very good football, and I think also now on this moment we can meet also European teams.
All right, I know it's a thrill for many players to play with Johan Neskens, but how does Johan Neskens feel about playing with Quinaya and Alberto and Beckenbauer and Bogicevic?
Very good, because that is also one of the reasons that I only want to come to the Cosmos, because they have the greatest players here in soccer here in America. So I play also against Giorgio. I have seen Carlos Alberto play in the World Championship. I have seen play Bogicevic. Marinho, I play against him. I play together with Wim Rijsberg. So nearly every player I know him before, or I've played with them. So that's just one of the reasons that I went also go to the Cosmos.
All right, one more question. Has the level of play in America surprised you or disappointed you?
No, it surprised me, because before I didn't see nothing of the American soccer. Now I'm here, because in Europe you read only things that it is so easy. It's like a circus, playing in a circus, but it's not true. Maybe it's more harder to play over here than in Europe, because here nearly every week we play 3 games, and with this traveling what you're doing, it's more harder than in Europe.
Our guest has been Johan Neskens. We'll be back with more halftime activity in a moment. Rochester tonight to see the Cosmos play the Rochester Lancers, hopefully playoff bound. And so far the Cosmos have put a crimp in their playoff hopes, at least in the first half. But after the results of today's game between Toronto and Washington, one can never be too confident, because it was Toronto up 4-1 with a little more than 20 minutes to go in the game. They lost it 5-4. All right. Mark Liverich has had a great night tonight, to say the least. He has scored 3 goals in the first half. The first and an assist from Bogey. Bogey's 22nd. The second goal from Bogey and Marinho. Bogey's 23rd. And the last goal set up by Neskens, an unselfish pass by Dennis Stewart. And Mark Liverich now has a hat trick. And by the way, that hat trick for Liverich is the 4th for the Cosmos this year. The others have been Giorgio Quinaya, Marinho, and Denny Stewart. So 3-0 on the Mark Liverich goals. All right, let's talk about the playoffs, Seamus. Eastern Division, Cosmos have clinched everything. Washington, a lot of points. Gordon Bradley's done a fine job there. Toronto had their playoff hopes shattered a little bit today, although they're still in it. They have 124. They picked up 3 points with a loss. And you see Rochester, who has played 2 less games coming in tonight, with 113, and they're still in it. They're an outside wild card shot.
Well, everybody's still in it. This is one of the amazing things. It's hard to eliminate any teams, even though we're going to have, even though there's only 1 week left. Rochester, even if they lose tonight, are still alive, because as you said, they have 2 games left. All right.
Tulsa now, as we talk about the wild card, Tulsa has 130 points. They have played 28 games. There it is. And in effect, let's look at it this way. This is in the National Conference. Let's look at it this way. This is a wild card division, and 2 teams, the top 2 teams in this division, will qualify as wild card teams. As it stands right now, it would be Toronto and Tulsa. But Seattle, you see, has played 1 less game than Toronto. and they're coming on. Rochester, you see, has played 2 less than Toronto. Atlanta winning tonight, the last we heard, was 1-0. They have 111. They've made a tremendous comeback.
Yeah.
Portland, not likely, but again, mathematically still involved. Important for the Cosmos and their fans, because the second wild card team is the team that will play in the first round of the playoffs. That would be Toronto if it ended tonight.
It's a traveling secretary's nightmare, James.
Yeah, it is. That's a wild card situation. Cosmos Soccer is being brought to you in part by the F&M Schaefer Brewing Company. Come into the Schaefer Circle. You'll find a great beer every time. And by Volkswagen and Porsche Audi. You could win a Porsche 924 or a VW Rabbit in the Volkswagen Porsche Audi shootout. See your participating dealer for details. And by your independent Gulf oil dealer, who reminds you that replacing a dirty air filter can save you gasoline. And by McDonald's. Visit your neighborhood McDonald's and see for yourself. Nobody can do it like McDonald's can. We'll be back with the second half after this.
Willie May.
It's halftime in Rochester. Jim Carvelis together with Seamus Mallon, and the Cosmos on top, as you see, 3-0. Looking over the statistics, Rochester's given up 3 goals at home one other time this year, and that was in a 3-0 loss to Toronto. Talk about excitement. This Rochester club has been involved in 9 overtime games. Count them, 9 overtime out of 17. And there's the man, Mark Liverich, who has scored 3 goals in the first half to give the Cosmos this lead.
Well, they're anxious to try to make it into the playoffs. Every year they seem to have a late rush, Jim, when they come into contention at the end. The handout here from the PR folks at Rochester looks like a probability question in Mathematics 105. I've never seen so many possible permutations and combinations of wins, losses, and bonus points and whatnot. So they're trying to figure all the angles. But one of the angles is rapidly drifting away from them as they are facing a virtually insurmountable 3-0 lead. Now, the important thing for the Cosmos is just to tighten up and to play it calm in this half and not get too rattled by what I think might be some aggressive play from Rochester.
Ercole has left the game, and former Cosmos Freddie Gagarev is in the game. Broken up away from Ricebergen. And the play was made by Carbognani. Carbo made an outstanding defensive play.
Well, that all started because of a careless, kind of lazy pass by Bogey in the middle of the field, and that's the sort of thing you don't want to do. You don't want to let him in, and there's another one by Bogey, again, quite uncharacteristic of him.
All right, Cosmos win it. Here's Neskins, who got an assist, by the way, on that last goal. It was Neskins and Tuart with the assist. So Johan now has 11 points since joining the Cosmos. Pass coming through. Tuart try to dummy it through to Bogey. And here's Dorico. Gets rid of it. That's Ibrahim Silva, broken up by Neskins. Johan. Alberto quickly with that great skill to Marinho. Over the midfield line. Francisco Marinho. Carlos Alberto. Long, opening it up for Wim Ricebergen. Ricebergen up the right side. Play it back for Bogey. Bogey to Ricebergen. Wim now looking for Tuart. Tuart now man for man in the box. Got around his man. Tuart now will cross it far post. Ricky Davis is there. Heads it back. Marinho couldn't control a ball that was hopping up in the air. He just couldn't get it under control to shoot. Now Liverich to Denny Tuart, and they're going to call offside on Tuart. Denny Tuart is offside, and the Cosmos creating to start the second half.
A good idea by Mark Liverich there. The defense had drawn over towards him. Ricky Davis was marked pretty tightly, as was Bogey, had come up on the right side, and he did look for Dennis way over on the right where he was open, but unfortunately too far ahead.
Liverich to Ricky Davis. Back to Mark. Liverich muscling it forward, and Rochester loses it again. Bogey now cross-field and then to Naskins. Naskins to Reisbergen. Ball to Eskandarian. Eski now. There's a long cross. Nobody at the far post, though. Not a very good header to clear. Knocked right back in. Liverich tried to touch it to Tuort. Runs free from Shep Messing. Tickets for all Cosmos home games and Soccer Bowl 79 to be held at Giant Stadium September the 8th are available at Ticketron. Charge it, and the Cosmos ticket office at 75 Rock Plaza. And branches of the manufacturer Hanover Trust Company and Madison Square Garden. In New Jersey, Cosmos tickets are available at Fidelity Union Trust Company offices and at Giant Stadium. DeRico now playing it up the left side here for Ibrahim Silva. Eskandarian picks him up. Alberto in support. Now they play the ball in the middle of the box, but Reisbergen has broken it up. And Wim gets it to Ricky Davis. Try to dummy it for Marinho. And this puts Luis Alberto free on the right side. Alberto now with a cross, and it's chested down by Carlos. Carlos Alberto comes racing out. Cosmos in a counter-attacking situation. Naskins is racing up the right side. The pass comes to Johan. Naskins now back to Carlos Alberto and back to Johan Naskins. 35-yard line with 41 minutes to play in the game. Nice Alberto pass from Mark Liverich on the right of the box. Liverich looking. Plays it in the box. The diving header, and it's just missed. Tuort and Alberto combined on that header, and it was beautiful soccer, Seamus.
Great switching of the ball, too. How many times did Alberto and Naskins swing that ball back and forth between them before Liverich eventually swung it over? And there you see that nice dummy run to the near post, and then the diving header by Alberto just flicked away.
Naskins was right at his side. Now the corner kick, Naskins in the air with Mijatovic. Who are they going to give it to? They say Naskins hit it last. Naskins with that wonderful ability in the air gives the Cosmos a dimension they've never really had before, Seamus.
That's right. I think it was he who made the dummy run. What I mean by that is he cut across diagonally towards the near post, pulled a defender with him, opened up that space in the middle that allowed Carlos to come through for his diving header.
I think that might have been Tuort that did
Maybe
that.
Yes.
It was Tuort, and Naskins was right next to Carlos. It was beautifully set up. All right, Ricky Davis. Marinho inside the 35. We're under 40 minutes to play in the match. Now trying to get it to Ricky, and a whistle blows, and they've called offside. Called offside against the Cosmos. Cosmos would like to acknowledge the continued support of Joe Manfredi and Safe Auto Sales, official dealership of the Cosmos. Also the Bahamas Princess Hotel, training site of the Cosmos. And to Admiral Sportswear, official uniform supplier of the Cosmos. All right, again, Naskins with DeRico there, and the Cosmos get a throw in to Johan Naskins. A bad pass now. Segota picked it off. And Segota trying to play it up the left side. A bad ball, as you can see. The Cosmos up 3-0. You're watching Cosmos Soccer.
When you say
All right, still 3-0 Cosmos attacking inside the 35 with Bogey. Bogey, now to Denny Tuort, and he just missed it. Denny Tuort ran into some open space, and Bogey saw him, got him the ball, and he just missed. The Cosmos have just missed 2 goals in the second half.
And the speed with which Dennis got it off was really remarkable. Here you see Bogey. He sees the space opening up there on the left of your screen, spots Dennis gliding into it nicely, and then the one step and the quick shot just past the far post.
All right, there's Alberto breaking it up away from Silva. Nice little touch for Marinho. Marinho in traffic, got it to Carlos nicely.
Chip.
Beautiful. And the Cosmos show their magnificent skill on that clearance.
That's pretty discouraging, you know, to play against that sort of stuff. Just when you feel you've got him pinned in and maybe have a chance to make a steal and get a shot, somebody comes up with a piece of skill like that, and your head drops a little bit, no question about it.
Cosmos trying to win their 11th game on the road. Some teams don't win 11 games in the season, much less win 11 times on enemy soil. They're 10-4 coming in. They're trying to win. Actually, they're 7 straight on the road, Seamus. They were they're trying to win their 5th straight on the road. They were at one time 6-4 on the road. Segota, Weisbergen won it. One of the key games for the Cosmos this year was that Fort Lauderdale game, I think, Seamus.
Yeah,
if you look back
absolutely.
on the season, they just lost 2 games at home. Washington was creeping up, and all of a sudden, the Cosmos went down there and won an electrifying 4-3 game with a Neskins goal. Birkenmeier was great. It was his first game in the goal, and the Cosmos haven't looked back since. Bogey to Marinho, attacking up the left side. Now it's headed out of the box nicely by McLaughlin. Dorico on the left side. Tuxa, number 21. Bad pass. Eski won it. Neskins quickly to Carbo, to Eski, to Neskins, to Carbo. Hospital ball. And now it's a Carbo and Yanni foul. Carbo says he threw the elbow at me. A hospital ball is when you put a ball just between a 50-50 ball, just between the defensive and offensive player. All right, now the referee said that ball went over the goal line, and the Cosmos will get a goal kick with 35 minutes and 7 seconds to play in the game. A capacity house on hand here in Rochester, hoping their Lancers will take a giant step forward for a playoff spot. And look out, they've got a chance here. And Segota hit it over the top. So the Cosmos up 3-0 in Rochester. You're watching Cosmos soccer. All right, Cosmos attacking. Here's Liverich, the hat-trick man tonight. Back outside to Carbo. Carbo changes it, picks up Neskins to the 35-yard line. Johan, who has picked up an assist tonight and created a goal with his great effort. Now it's Tuxa. Stojanovic. Rochester trailing 3-0 to the Cosmos. Unusual for them to be losing at home. They're a tough club, one of the toughest clubs in the league at home. And they roll it back to Birkenmeier.
You know, Segota has impressed me quite a bit, even though he's missed a couple of chances that he's probably put in some other games. He's worked very hard. I'd heard some rumors that maybe he doesn't work that hard, but he's really risen to the occasion. He's come back. He's intercepted some passes from Neskins intended for Bogey, and he's a young player with enthusiasm and I think a great future.
All right, Neskins coming through to Denny Tuort. Tuort trying to get it back to Neskins. Look at Cosmos. It really has to impress you with their work rate, Seamus. They really were. They're leading 3-0, and they're playing as if they're down 3-0. Look at this pass to Ricky Davis. And knocked away, and it'll be a corner kick. It'll be a corner kick. And the Cosmos continue to attack, and now you're seeing Davis moving up that left wing.
That's right, and the timing of those runs are so important, Jim. It's not just going out all the time. Just have to pick the right time to go and then go hard.
Marinho hits it over the top. Hard shot by Marinho from about 23, 24 yards. 32 minutes and 5 seconds to play in the match. Cosmos trying to win their 22nd game of the year. Last 2 regular season games at Giant Stadium next week. Don't miss them. Wednesday, Tampa Bay. You don't have to promote that game. That's the best rivalry in the North American Soccer League. That's a 9 o'clock game. Here comes Stojanovic. Rochester looking for a goal here. Segota. Offside. Offside. Offside.
Well, it's kind of a tough offside call, but Carlos, I think, had pinned Stojanovic down pretty well anyhow.
That's a 9 o'clock game, by the way, Wednesday with Tampa Bay, and I'm told to remind you that I know we've had a lot of traffic out there on Wednesday nights with the race traffic. Well, there'll be no racing that night, so we'll eliminate that. And then next Sunday, that's a 7:30 game against the Washington Diplomats. What a tremendous year they've had. And that'll be Sunday. That'll be a 7:30 game. That's Fan Appreciation Day. And a reminder that bus service is available from New York's Port Authority, and there's plenty of parking available if you're driving to the game. So we'll be looking for a lot of fans out there Wednesday and Sunday. Cosmos making a substitution, Seamus.
Right. Boris Bandov is coming in, and Weisbergen is going out. Weisbergen got a bit of a knock, and it's probably a smart move to rest him and put Boris in there to do some tough defensive work.
So Bandov now should be playing Segota. Now here's Neskins playing at one time. It's amazing how skillful Neskins is playing passes one time. He'll catch a pass on the volley in midair and just flick it to people. Gets rid of it very quickly. And usually on the money. There's a good pass. Stojanovic, a high, lazy ball that Bandoff got a little bit of a head on. There's a hard shot that's handled by Birkenmeyer.
Good shot by Fred Gergerev there. Fred had a great indoor season, and he's a popular guy in the Cosmos squad last year. Everybody likes to see him do well. Perhaps not in this game, really, but he's a hard-working young guy and puts a lot of effort into his game.
30 minutes, 15 seconds to play in the match. The Cosmos, on the strength of 3 Liverich goals in the first half, lead 3-0. There's Neskins quickly getting it to Alberto. Carlos surveying the situation. Now Liverich. Liverich running to his left here, head of the box. Get it to see Neskins, that first time pass. Alberto hits the shot, deflected. It deflected off Mijatovic, very dangerous, but Messing had it covered.
Good patience, too. Carlos had made a nice run to the right and had waited for the ball, had not given up on it. There the ball has come to him. He's got some space. He shoots, and Mijatovic gets his toe on it. Fortunately, Messing had not gone too far, was able to recover ground.
Last time these two clubs met was in Giant Stadium, and the Cosmos were trailing in that game at the half, as I remember, 2-1, and then they got 3 goals in 15 minutes to start the second half and went on to a 5-2 win. So they've scored 8 goals against Rochester this year. Again, a tough club to score against. All right, here comes Rochester attacking. Good ball to Segota. Alberto got a foot on it. Broken up nicely by Eskandarian. Bandoff got it to Neskins. Neskins, a little flick. Carboniani with the ball. Carbo plays it over the far sideline.
That was a your ball kind of pass. Everybody else says that's your ball.
All right, Tuxo for Rochester. The Cosmos on top 3-0. Not a Dorico. Ibrahim Silva working with Eskandarian. Freddie Gergerev knocked down by Bogey. Ricky Davis played it to Bogey.
What an intelligent pass by Ricky. Instead of racing forward at the ball, he played it and then ran forward himself into space.
Neskins plays it back nicely to Bogey. They've opened up the other side of the field with that pass. And now here's Martinho. He's got Ricky Davis on the left wing. All right, Ricky looking in the box, and now they've called offside. Offside.
Cosmos offside.
Time remaining, 28 minutes in the match. And the Cosmos up 3-0, and a substitution now for Rochester, and this is going to be
Igor Bachner.
Igor Bachner, right, number 19. Igor Bachner will come in the game. Let's see who he replaces. There's Bachner. He may replace a defensive player.
Or a midfielder, or let's see.
With 14 minutes left in the game.
Nobody's come out. Maybe Rochester wants to play with 12 players.
1-0.
Well, maybe I think the player may have gone to the dressing room out of our view here. We'll pick it up in a moment.
Almost a handball by Tuxo. Across the line.
Substitution for the Lancers.
I don't see Pat Erkely out there.
Igor Bachner now playing for number 17, Luis Alberto.
They took Luis Alberto out.
Now playing for Alberto.
Carboniani deflected. Cosmos have been impressive without great players like Quinaya and Beckenbauer, but looking forward to having both those great superstars back in Wednesday against Tampa Bay. And again, we want to send our regards to Gary Etherington, recovering from knee surgery. We were told it was very successful, and Gary will be back. Not this year, but for a lot of years. Beautiful ball up the left wing for Ricky Davis. Torts in the box, so is Liverich. Plays it back to Martinho. Cosmos attacking with 26:57 to play in the game, leading 3-0. Offside. Good trap that time. Rochester just offside trap, played him offside.
Those offsides come as a result of a slight delay in the release of the initial pass by the midfielder, Mourinho in this case, and the previous case, I think it was Bogey. But if you slow down the ball like that, you do, other players tend in their anxiety to get into good positions, sometimes to run past a defender and pull themselves offside. So it's better to try to push the ball through quickly.
All right, Liverich finds some space. Here's Mark. Good ball to Denny Tuart. Messing comes out. Tuart hit the shot, hit the defender. That was McLaughlin. Messing came out that time.
I think Dennis may have decided that he couldn't get it past Messing and was trying to cut it back in the hopes that Liverich had run in behind him.
All right, Rochester with DeRico. Stojanovic. Carboniani read it perfectly. Stojanovic. Freddie Gergiev. Cleared.
By Eskandarian. That was a great clearance by Eski. Even though he's been beaten, he covered, he funneled into the middle, which is all what defenders should do. When you're beaten, go.
Seamus. They've under control. Marinho. The Cosmos are just playing great soccer their last 5, now 6 games. Look at this give and go in the box. Tuart getting to the ball. Grabbed Bachner's shirt, wheeled him around a little bit.
But the referee called advantage quite rightly and let it go on. A call that we don't see, I think, often enough in the league.
Remember Sunday, the last regular season game, 7:30 against Washington, is Fan Appreciation Day. There's a lot of prizes. As Neskins is called for the foul, fouling Ibrahim Silva. As we said, TV sets and it's a lot of great prizes available Sunday. Fill out your application form. You can get one at the Cosmos main office, 75 Rock Plaza. Right now it's Cosmos Rochester. Offside. Offside. The fans did not see the offside call.
No, the flag.
They saw Eskandarian.
That's right, Jim. And the flag was way, way up, considerably before the ball reached either of them. So it could have been a pretty dodgy call for the Cosmos otherwise, but very, very obvious offside.
24 minutes and 5 seconds to play in the match. Cosmos up 3-0. Marinho now to Carlos Alberto. Alberto plays it now for an Eskins. Not a very good pass by Carlos. So Professor Mazet and Ray Klavecka had a chance to give Reisbergen a little bit of a blow tonight. Took him out, put Bandhoff in. They may make another substitution. It looks like Sanino's in there. Getting ready to get in there.
For Mark Liverich.
And Mark Liverich leaves with 3 goals. A tremendous game from Mark Liverich, being congratulated over there on the Cosmos bench. And there's Sanino. How about a substitute like Sanino? There's Mark Liverich on the bench. 3 goals, a hat trick, the 4th Cosmos hat trick of 1979. And what a job. To come in for a great scorer like Quinaya, who leads the league in scoring, and you bring a man off the bench to score 3 goals. That's the Cosmos bench. It's not really fair to call him a bench. That was blocked. And a goal. No, it went wide. The fans thought the ball was in the back of the net, but it is in fact in the back of the net, not in the net.
Well, a little confusion in the defense there, allowing a loose ball. You see that nice chip. Boris unable to get it loose. There's the first shot, rebounds off Bandov, and here's the follow-up shot, goes past the far post, to the near post rather.
It looked like it was in the back of the net. The fans were up cheering, but the Lancers were also offside on the play, by the way.
If it wasn't, it should have been. I mean, that was a great chance for anybody to put away.
Moraes blocked the first attempt. Here comes Rochester again. Stojanovic. They play it through now for Silva. And Birkenmeier made the play. The Cosmos 3, the Lancers nothing. We'll be back in a moment. All right, Cosmos attacking again. Bogey got it to Tour outside of Sinino. Now here's Neskins trying to cross the ball. Played it off to Rico over the near sideline. Cosmos throw, 21-20 to play in the game. The Cosmos on top 3-0. All goals in the first half, all three by Liverich, who's now on the bench. This man is in for him, Sinino. Gets rid of it to Bandoff. Bandoff. Bogey flips it across to Marinho, attacking up the left side. Marinho beats his man. Doesn't beat the second man. Ball comes over the goal line. I believe Rochester hit it last. Cosmos corner kick. All right, the Cosmos have won 5 straight. That streak started in Lauderdale when they won 4-3. Then they went to Philadelphia and won 1-0. Came back home, destroyed Minnesota. Then destroyed San Jose. Beat Los Angeles. And now winning here tonight 3-0. In that period, I believe they've outscored their opponents. I believe it's 17-5 coming in tonight, which would make it 20 goals against 5 in that period, which is tremendous.
Well, that's when you want to peak. We had an interesting conversation one day in the plane with Professor Mazet about how you get teams ready in the season. You don't want them to peak in the first week of the season. You don't want them to be really in 100% condition. You want them to be about maybe 70, 75%, and then gradually build up their conditioning into a position where they'll be really peaking, or maybe even better still 2 weeks beforehand.
Professor Mazet.
He's really wonderful.
With Rebecca and DeLima, Miguel DeLima in the yellow shirt, who we don't talk about enough. He's done a great job with the reserves and also with the goalkeepers. Carlos Alberto just volleys it out to Johan Neskins. You know, we're talking about the Cosmos outscoring their opponents, and now in the 6th game, 20-5 at this point. Nelson Moraes, by the way, is in the game now for the Cosmos, and he has replaced Eskandarian. So Esky getting a rest. Bad pass by Bandoff. And here's Segota, number 20, the dangerous goal scorer. Segota now runs into Carlos Alberto. Takes a shot that went wide. Went wide as Alberto made him turn away, just cut the angle on him, and he shot it wide.
Yeah, we'll give him some credit, though. I mean, many other more experienced players would have taken a look at Carlos and said, maybe I better not. Maybe I better lay it off and try to get a return ball. But I admire the confidence of this young fellow. He really is willing to take on chances and have a go.
All right, here's the corner kick. That last touch to Alberto. The header is cleared off the line by Marinho. Header over the top by Mijatovic. Marinho made the first save, and Mijatovic headed it over the top. And that's as much action as Rochester has showed us tonight offensively. Let's watch it. Marinho made that save.
Great.
Now watch this.
A nice chip. I don't know how he ever got that ball off for the second cross, but Mijatovic should have put it away.
You know, we're talking about the Cosmos outscoring opponents 20-5. We'll tell you about that. Let's look at that again. It's worth seeing.
There's the cross, and there is Marinho being exactly where he should be, just inside that post. Flicks it away with his head. Notice, not just anywhere, but off to the left. Very savvy save.
We don't usually hit you with a lot of statistics on our telecast, but I think it's important to note that, and again, talking about 20-5, but if you take the Lauderdale game out, which was the first game of that streak when the Cosmos gave up 3 goals, they've outscored their opponents 16-2 in these last 5 games, which is incredible. 16-2. Birkenmeyer's recorded 2 shutouts in that period over San Jose and Philadelphia, and now trying to get his 3rd shutout here tonight with 18-10 to play in the match, and the Cosmos on top 3-0.
And that included a couple of tough games with Los Angeles and Minnesota, whom they beat by a total of 7-2.
And playing Rochester in Rochester has never been an easy task in the history of this league, and they're handling Rochester here tonight.
That's right. I talked to Noel Cantwell, a New England coach, yesterday, who was dismayed to lose the game 4-3 to Fort Lauderdale last night, and he was shaking his head and thinking about having to come up here to play a game that could be for the wild card berth later on.
All right, Rochester now looking for points. Took a nice move around Bogey, and then Bogey deflected it. They can't get in. Now here's a far post ball and offside. Gergerev was offside. Marinho had a mark, and Freddie took off before the ball was hit. Before it was played, he was offside.
But just in case, Marinho did cut in on the inside of him and clear that ball away well.
Never assume. That's the lesson to learn there. Never assume the referee's going to call a foul or call an offside. You just have to play the ball. Neskins just went down. Neskins went down. I didn't see what happened.
I saw what happened. Number 21, Tuxa breezed by him a little bit too close for comfort, and I think hit him in the stomach with his elbow. I don't know if it was intentional or not, but he certainly did, because immediately Neskins doubled over and went straight to the ground. It was a very blatant foul.
Tuxa received a yellow card for knocking Marinho down about 7 or 8 minutes ago, and now he nails Johan Neskins. Well, what happens in this point of a game, there's a lot of frustration here for the Rochester players and their fans. That is not justifying what's happened, though.
Well, it's been a pretty clean game, too. There have been there have been more than a couple of fouls, but by and large, it's been a fairly average game in terms of contact, with 1 or 2 exceptions by Silva in particular, and 1 tackle by Reisbergen. But that looked blatant and very unnecessary.
Well, now Carlos Alberto talking to the official and looking over at Tuxa. Neskins will stay in the game. The Cosmos have made their full complement of 3 substitutes anyway. 16:49. Gergerev had to get rid of it quickly because, again, the Cosmos play some defense. They're very active. They're not allowing Rochester to build. Clubs go up 3-0, and they usually just lay back. Let's watch this now. Let's see if we can see this. Now.
Well, it's hard to tell from that angle, but it looks as though he may have just brushed him, but nonetheless, we can't see whether he swung his elbow back or not.
At some point, Elliot, my man Elliot Terrell, our fine director, if you can show that again at some point, we'd like to see it. All right, now here's DeRico playing a good ball to Silva. Alberto's come over. And now what are they going to call? They're going to call Silva for a foul. Carlos, all right, let's watch it again. Let's see. 21 is Tuxa. Coming across. Let's watch the elbow. There's Neskins.
Neskins has released the ball now. Now the elbow goes. Yeah, you can't really see what he does because they're screened out by Neskins' number, but now Neskins doubled over right after that shot.
All right, cleared by Marinho. We're back to the live action with 15.5 minutes to go in the game. Rochester, to say their work is cut out for him is an understatement. Is Ricky Davis.
Well, that's Ricky Davis reminding him that that kind of stuff with Neskins doesn't go unnoticed.
Davis fouling Tuxa. Bachner's cross is handled by Bergenmeyer. Bergenmeyer is safe, okay? And a lot of good soccer people will tell you that's not a very safe pass. That it's better to be safe than spectacular.
That's for sure.
He covers the angles. He's just a good sound all-around keeper. People like Alberto and Beckenbauer playing in front of you, all you have to be is a good sound goalkeeper. And he also commands respect in the box too, Seamus. Sunday, August the 12th is Fan Appreciation Day. Free vacations in the Bahamas Princess Hotel via Eastern Airlines, Minolta XG1 automatic cameras, and Quasar portable TV sets are among the prizes. So mail in a coupon from a Cosmos ad or register at the Cosmos main office in New York. Winners picked from the ticket stubs and registrations. Fan Appreciation Day. Sunday, Diplomats, that's a 7:30 game. Don't forget Tampa Bay. How could you forget Tampa Bay? This Wednesday night, 9 o'clock start. We should have a great crowd for that game.
I'll remind you again that it's conceivable it could be Rodney Marsh's last appearance in New York, unless, of course, Tampa makes the Soccer Bowl game itself.
Look at Neskins running.
Because Marsh has announced his retirement.
Also, the Cosmos have some making up to do because Tampa Bay beat the Cosmos 3-2 on that first national TV game. The Cosmos would like to do something about that. And Tampa Bay, it's important for them, too, because they still haven't clinched first place. Fort Lauderdale's right on their tails. There's Neskins making the play. Go to Bogey. Bad pass. Tuxa picked it off. Now here's Freddie Gagura at the 35-yard line. Now a long ball to Silva on the left. Moraes will pick him up. And Nelsie stopped the cross with his head. Silva outside the box trying to beat Nelsie. Did not. Nelsie backfield Carlos. Carlos roll it to Bogey. Bogey get it back to Moraes. And the Cosmos are playing keep away now. Little triangle. Alberto, Moraes, Bogey, Moraes, Alberto. Carlos says enough of this. I'll just clear it. Sanino won the ball from Mijatovic. Rochester trying to build. Segota. Oh, Carboniani. Segota came over and fake kicking Carboniani, who got a yellow card. It's a good thing he faked that. That's a bad foul by Carbo.
Yes, it was. No question about that, because Segota had clearly beaten him on skill, and he just reached his leg out there. It's very obvious. Silly foul by Carbo. No need for that. He may even have hurt himself, although I think maybe that's trying to make it look a little bit better for him than it is.
That's the arithmetic. 12:30 to play in the game. The Cosmos a 3-0 leader in the game, and now we're back to Carboniani on the ground, who fouls Segota.
Well, they keep handing us statistics here throughout this half. In Rochester, they give you statistics by 15-minute periods, which is a nice, innovative thing to do. But they keep showing Rochester ahead in shots 20-14, even though they're losing 3-0.
The PA announcer said that the caution went to Segota.
Really?
Maybe the PA announcer has the wrong information. Now he changes it to Carboniani. Freddie Gagura now crossing in front. The header off the mark by Segota.
Good ball by Freddie again.
Yes.
Not an easy ball to handle because it's the.
All right, here is the fake kick on Carbo's head as we watch the foul again. Carbo really whacks him in that left knee. Now, Segota is really mad, and here's his fake. No, he doesn't kick it. That's like the wrestlers. That's like the wrestlers' routines. All right, Dorico. Neskins ran right by him. Bachner the 35. And knocked down by Carboniani. Segota collects the ball outside the 35, 11:39 to play in the match. Long in the box, Bandoff headed away nicely to Bogey. Bogey knocked away by Segota. You're right, Segota is always active. He's playing hard. He's only 18 years old. There's a good play by Marinho, but he cannot keep it from going over the sideline.
Interesting to see Igor Bachner out here. He's a real veteran of the league. He was with Montreal way back when they were in the league for a year, and then he was with the Boston Minutemen when Hubert Vogelsinger first came and when Shep Messing came, so they played together before.
Should Rochester lose tonight, it would put a real crimp in their wild card hopes, but it does not mathematically eliminate them, and they would love. Now there's a good play. There's a good play by Birkenmar, who came out. He had to challenge that man, and the man, because of his challenge, just knocked the ball on the side of the net. But Hubert just came out, made his decision to go get that man.
And both Carlos and Nelsie were on the goal line covering.
So it does behoove Rochester to score a goal or two. I hope that's all they score if they score, because they could be very valuable points. Here's Ricky Davis, the Cosmos, coming the other way. Bachner races back to pick up Rick. Sanino's on the far side of the field. They go to Marinho. Hard shot right on goal by Marinho from 22 yards. Very accurate, and Messing had it covered. Shep's brother, by the way, Roy Messing, is the #2 goalkeeper on this club. So the Messings have dominated the goal in Rochester. Stewart just whacked Tuxa from behind. That was for Neskins, too. So he's gotten a whack from Davis, a whack from Stewart. The guy who's really got to look out for is Carbo, but Carbo may not be able to do it because he's gotten a yellow card already. Neskins intercept. Johan Neskins. Playing it to Moraes, attacking. Sanino's on the right. Now here's Sanino. Watch this. Oh, Moraes. Going to Ricky. Not a very good ball to Ricky. Did well to just keep it under control. Back to Bogey, and the Cosmos control it with 9:15 to play in the match. Marinho. Bogey. Good play by Bogey. Carboniani. Tuart. Carbo. Marinho. Cosmos using their skill to keep it away from Rochester. Great control now. 35 of Rochester. Marinho to Denny Tuart. Tuart. Quick move to the left, is taken down. He is taken down. Tuart is taken down by McLaughlin in the box. We're going to have a penalty kick.
Well, that's the first time Dennis has really been able to go one-on-one against somebody, and this time it's McLaughlin. He pushes the ball by him, and yeah, it's pretty blatant.
All right, now Canalia takes the penalty kicks. He's not here. It looks like Carlos Alberto or Denny Tuart will take it. Tuart wants to take it.
Yeah, well,
and Carlos says, go ahead.
Yeah, you're ahead 3-0. You would say, well, you've earned the penalty. Why not take it?
Denny Tuart. Who created the penalty. Carlos, I saw Carlos walking from the 35. And the reason there was any mix-up at all is because, as we said, Quinaglia usually takes it no question. Dennis Tuart, who has an assist tonight, his 15th of the year, and now he's looking for his 15th goal of the year. What a great year Denny Tuart has had. Messing against Tuart now. Penalty shot, go! And the Cosmos on top 4-0 with 7:43 to play in the game. And Denny Tuart, 15 goals.
Well, Shep with little chance here. He opts to go to his left, and of course there's the ball sliding in by the far post to his right. Still a lot of debate in my mind as to where the keeper should go. We saw Birkenmeier make a sensational save in Los Angeles when he did not dive before the ball was hit, and I'm not so sure that that's a wise thing to do. But most goalkeepers will say they feel silly if they stand there and don't make some kind of a commitment at the last second.
So now the Cosmos have scored more goals than any club has scored against Rochester in Rochester this year. The previous high was a 3-0 Toronto win. Now it's 4-0 Cosmos. The most goals ever scored against Rochester here was 5-2 by Philadelphia back in '73. Philly's first year in the league when they won the championship. Look at the skill on Marinho. And then he gets the pass away. Incredible. Ricky Davis with the ball. Tuart. Sutevsky all over him. He got rid of it to Bandoff. Moraes. Knocked out of bounds by Dorico away from Marinho. Well, not much doubt on the Schaefer player. I guess you've guessed it from the first half. All right, here comes Sininho. Sininho with that blinding speed and has it tackled. Now see, he was 5 yards behind McLaughlin, or McLaughlin was 5 yards close to the goal line, and by the time that burst of speed was turned on, he was past him. Oh, nice service. But the ball jumped high for Marinho. Now he gets it under control. Try to get it to Sininho, and it was broken up, as you saw. That's happened to Marinho a couple of times tonight where the ball just bounced up too high on him for him to hit the shot. Workman-like effort by the Cosmos tonight. Here's Segota racing. Bandoff got there and a goal. There's a Cosmos mistake. Bandoff racing, and Segota never stopped coming.
No, and Boris did slow down, I'm afraid. In fact, I'm not even sure who did put it in. Let's take a look at this one closely and see who actually touched it home.
It was Segota. He got a foot on it. He just beat him at the last step. He never gave up on the ball, and give that young man a lot of credit.
That's right. He saw Boris slow down just imperceptibly at the last second, almost like a runner going through a tape at the end of a sprint, just that last step. And Segota, although only 18,
now they just made a bad,
to take that.
Excuse me, they just made a bad call here. They have now called it an own goal. It was not an own goal. I think it's pretty clear on the replay, and maybe we'll look at it again, Elliot, at some point. Very clear to me that Branco got his foot on the ball and knocked it in.
Well,
and we're playing in Rochester. I can't believe that.
I was a little uncertain, and when some of the Rochester players...
All right, here's Naskins. Beautifully, Marinho. What a save. Messing, what a save. That's the best save of the night. It's 4-1 Cosmos. Here comes Sinino playing it outside the bogey. 4-1 the Cosmos on top. So Rochester got a point. Well, that was a great service also by Naskins to Marinho. Here's bogey. Cosmos eating up some time. There's bogey racing to the other end to Carlos. Carlos now to Bandoff. They'll challenge him. Boris got rid of it to Carbo. 3:39 to play in the match. Cosmos winning their 22nd game of the year. They win the next 2 home games, Wednesday and Sunday. They're going to match last year's regular season record, which was 24-6. And who would have guessed that after those 2 home losses, Seamus?
And also, who would have guessed it with the increase in competitiveness in this league? I was going to say earlier, Jim, that I did see a few of the Rochester players going over to Bandoff to sort of console him almost, but I didn't know if that just meant that they were doing that because he was beaten.
If we have a chance to see it again, it was pretty clear to me. I could be wrong. It was pretty clear to me that Segota got a foot on the ball. There's a foul. It's pretty clear that Sinino just fouled Tuxa. That's the 3rd time Tuxa's been nailed. All right, here's Gagarev. Freddie Gagarev up the left side. Got around Moraes. He's got a man running free. That's Silva, but he didn't get him the ball. Segota. No problem that time. Segota scored that goal for sure.
It's a pretty casual defense back there. Look at all those white shirts, but nobody really closes in on Segota at all. And it looked as though Birkenmeyer was deceived a little bit by the pace of the ball because it bounced just by his hand and then up and over. It was a well-placed shot, no doubt, but was not hit with a great deal of power.
All right, Segota. Freddie Gagarev got the assist, and you know what? That penalty kick didn't seem like it meant a thing when the Cosmos got it, but it gives him some breathing room here because it would have been a 3-2 game with 2 minutes to go. The way Rochester is hyped up, who knows what would have happened. DeRico fouled Neskins. Cosmos put it in play right away. DeRico didn't get up right away, and the Cosmos quickly got on his wing to Sinino. Sinino played it to Bogey. Bogey outside to Ricky Davis. With Sutevsky. Ricky plays it back for Marinho. Time remaining, 1:33. Marinho to Ricky. Left to the box. Get it to Denny Tuort. Tuort, nice ball. Sinino. Shot, save, shot at the post. Boy, that was a beautiful ball by Tuort to get Sinino coming in all alone.
Sinino, I think, probably would have done better to square it off to Bogey, who was all alone in front of the net that time. But he opted to try to squeeze it in by the near post and had 2 shots at it, but couldn't tuck it away.
4-2 the Cosmos. Time remaining, a minute in the match. Davis with the intercept. And knocked it over the sideline. Branko Segota now. Gets rid of the ball beautifully. There's a great ball. Stojanovic. There's a high cross. Birkenmeyer came out to make the play in front of Silva. Carboniani now with 30 seconds to play in the match. So the Cosmos have won their last regular season home game of 79, coming here to Rochester to play a club that had everything to play up for. The Cosmos were only playing on pride. They didn't have to win the game. They played without Beckenbauer and Quinaglia, and they still have come forth here to score 4 goals, 3 by Liverich, 1 by Denny Tuort in the penalty, and win this match. All right, here comes Tuxa with 5 seconds. He has an open man on the left side. That's Gagarev. And it's broken up with the Cosmos Bandoff. Alberto and Bandoff combine to break it up. And the Schaefer MVP is going to be Mark Liverich. At the end of the season, the player with the most points receives a portrait of himself by artist Leroy Neiman, and that is it. The Cosmos have won 4-2, 22 wins in a year, 6 straight. And we'll be back with a recap on Cosmos Soccer.
Daddy, meet Eddie.
Hi, Teddy.
Eddie, sir.
New Volkswagen.
The final here in Rochester, the Cosmos 4, Rochester 2, 22 wins for the Cosmos, 198 points in the season. A tough game for Rochester to lose as they battled for a wild card spot. Rochester now 13 and 15. They picked up 2 points with the 2 Segota goals. And Rochester now has 115. And Atlanta was beaten by Memphis tonight. Big loss for Atlanta, 2-1. That really hurts them. So the wild card picture really shaping up. So Toronto is still in it. Tulsa's in it. And so is Seattle, a club that's closing fast. That's it. From Holiday Stadium here in Rochester, the Cosmos, a 4-2 winner. We'll see you next week, Wednesday and Sunday. Cosmos Soccer has been brought to you in part by the F&M Schaefer Brewing Company. Come into the Schaefer Circle, you'll find a great beer every time. And by your independent Gulf oil dealer who reminds you that replacing a dirty air filter can save you gasoline.
Now stay tuned for The World Tomorrow, coming up next here on Channel 9.
Why are so many people waiting till 9 o'clock to make their local calls? Because after 9 p.m. and on weekends, you can save at least 27%. After 11 p.m. on any